Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video our third cow has calved, so that's 3 now in total. We've 2 more left to calve, which is this one out here. We'll get to her in a minute, and then we have another one that's due in December. But obviously third cow that calved. If you want to go back and watch the last 2 previous calving update videos, you can. They're up on the channel there. But the last cow to calve, which was the second cow to calve, calved on February, the first week or so of February. So there was a big gap between her and this one right here. But yeah, she, as I'm recording this video, there's only a day. I'm recording this now on the 1st of August. She calved yesterday on the 31st of July. So as regular viewers might know already, is that when we were bulling these cows here, the ones that have calved already, we had a very hard time getting them a bulling, and when we got them a bulling and we bulled them, we had a very hard time keeping them in calf, keeping them bulled, because they just kept repeating on us. So there's about 2 dry cows that we just couldn't get in calf, and they're not in calf, but we do have a couple of them that are in calf. Obviously 2 have calved, and this one, which is the third one, and we have 2 more left to calve, and that's all the cows calved. Then it's been a very weird, unusual and quiet calving season for us, but it is what it is. That's just farming for you. You get your good and your bad, and you get your difficulties along the way, the obstacles you have to overcome. That's no different to any farmer. But anyways, this cow here had 2 calves before, so this one, it would be her 3rd calf. So as I was mentioning there, you may have known, we were getting them hard to get into calf and all that, and then we got them scanned. So we made up our own chart that we added on the 9 months from the date on the AI docket, and there's a video about that already on the channel. Some of them is wrong and some of them is right. We got the cows scanned then, and he gave us different dates. So the first 2 cows that calved actually calved on the dates on our calving chart. But if we were to follow our calving chart now, they'd all be calved by the end of April, which obviously is well past. So on our chart, she was supposed to be due on the 2nd of April. But on the Scanning Man's chart, she was due on the 6th of August. She calved on Wednesday, the 31st of July. So she was a week before her due date, which is unusual for a cow. Usually a cow would bring a week to 10 days on past her due date, but she was a week before her due date. And the calf is okay, like, there's nothing wrong with the calf. The calf is a good, healthy, big, strong calf as well, but we'll get more into that now in a moment. So obviously, the 6th of August she calved on the 31st of July. The calf was a heifer, so that's 3 heifers so far this year. All the calves we had, the last 2 and this one, were all heifers, which is very good for us. That's more replacement heifers for us. So anytime there's a cow that's too old, or like the 2 dry cows that we're trying to sell, we have replacement heifers for them. So we're not low on cows or heifers for calving in the coming years. Now, unlike the last 2 cows, they calved on their own, no bother, not a bother on them. And this one was out in the field. She was out just down below there. I'll actually go down in the field and explain a bit more. So the cow that's after calving and her companion, the red one that I'm after showing you just a moment ago, they were actually with 2 other cows over at our uncle's place. Obviously there's a video of that as well on the channel, letting 4 cows out. Those 2 cows I left over at the uncle's place, and we brought them 2 cows home because obviously the 2 of them were due on the 6th of August, and the one that was just after calving, her elder was sort of building up. So we brought her home, and they must have been here about a week before she calved. So they were out in this little section here. In fact, me and the old man were going to the bog to get a load of turf, a trailer load of turf. And you can see there's a low bit of the hedge there. So he was building the tractor and I was following suit in my car. Obviously he had the height so he could see in. He seen the cow standing here, facing towards me. Her back end was facing the road there. And the old man in the tractor spotted the legs coming out of the cow. So he had to go back to a wide spot back the road, turn around and come back. Luckily I hadn't left yet. I was doing the rounds, checking all the cattle before I left. So he turned around, came back, and we had to put her in, which was a hassle in itself because we got a bucket of mail at first. We rolled this back, so we rolled that back to, I think, up against that gate there. We got a bucket of mail and we put the mail in the trough. The red cow followed us in and started eating the mail at the trough, but the one that's after calving didn't. So I said I'd go around along the wire there and go up behind her, try and move her on a small bit. As I was walking there, she was just about to lunge for me, so I backed away from that. So the old man got a bit of electric tape. There was no current in it, but he got a bit of an electric tape, tied it here, and we made our own little makeshift runway for the cow. And eventually we got her in. She even lunged at him as well, out in the field. But eventually we got her in with the other cow, in with the trough is there, with a bit of hassle of course. And then we got the 2 of them into this pen here, and then we ran them up here, down the crush, and we put the 2 of them in that pen now where the cow and calf is. So we then put the cow, we put that cow just down the crush there, while we moved that cow from this pen into the slats there, out of the way, so we could put her. We put her back into her pen there. We left her an hour, because the legs were sticking out when she was out in the field. When we hunted her up to here, she sucked the calf back in. So we left her an hour. We had a mug of tea. We came down and the legs were out. So she was making no signs of pushing anymore. So we decided to put her in the little crush here, and we jacked her out. We had to use the jack, which was the first time in a while actually since we had to use the jack. So yeah, she didn't calve on her own. We had to jack her out, mainly because we wanted to go to the bog as well. But we jacked her out. We put the calf then. Her head was stuck in the crush tin there. We put the calf down in front of her. She started licking them and whatnot, and then we were getting all this pen sorted with them. We put turf mowl underneath. There's mats, cow mats. There's 3 of them lined up against the wall there. We put turf mowl on top of the mats to give the calf a little bit of grip while he was getting used to walking about the place. And then we put a nice thick layer of straw on top. So while we were doing that, the cow was licking the calf and whatnot. We were low on iodine. In fact, we had no iodine. So the mother was in town. She got a bottle of iodine. But we couldn't do anything until we got the iodine, because if we put the 2 of them back in there, we wouldn't be able to go in with the iodine on the calf. because the cow would absolutely lunge at you. So we had to keep the two of them here. We got the iodine. We had to drag the calf just a small bit back from the cow to spray the iodine on it, and she was going absolutely mental in the crush there. Absolutely mental. Flittering, shaking the head about the place, kicking, everything. Once we sprayed the iodine on the calf, we put the calf back under the cow's head, and then we fed her 1.4 litres of colostrum, the milk from the cow's udder itself. When I say 1.4 litres, it's because we used, and we've been using this for years now, it's just like an old 700mm Jameson bottle. I know it's unusual, but that's what we've used for many years. But we used that in a 700mm Jameson bottle and a jug. So we got this jug, we milked the cow, we put it into the jug, and then we put the contents of the jug into the bottle, and then we have a little teat to put on top of the bottle, and we fed the calf. And we put 2 of them 700mm of the Jameson bottle into the calf, not full of Jameson, but of the cow's colostrum, the milk, and fed the calf. We put the calf then back into this pen, and with extreme caution took the cow out of the crush there and put her back into the pen. So that's the story with that cow. It was a very stressful and anxious and dangerous day, but we got to it anyways. We got it all sorted, and once that calf is reared and weaned off that cow will be the first place that cow is going heading to is the mart. And the funny thing is, she had 2 calves before, as I mentioned, and for the last 2 calves, she was no bother. You mightn't be able to go in for the first couple of hours after she calved, but after that you could go in, and even if I opened this gate now to give her a bit of silage, she'd jump up straight away and head towards me. God knows what she'd do. But any other year, she was absolutely fine. So maybe it's because she started calving outside, which is the first time in a very long time that we had a cow calving outside. It's just because our jumbled up calving charts is it's a bit all over the place. Nothing is going to plan at all with calving season this year. It's a bit hectic. But anyways, it is what it is. We have the 3rd cow calved, 2 more to go. It's not too bad. So this one out here is next to calf. She's due on the 6th as well. Her udder isn't really building up all that well, but we have a silage bale in. We have the silage bale in. We're going to keep these girls in for a couple of days, and come the weekend, we're going to put the cow and calf and that cow back down below, because then we don't have to be, because the calf would be small and not as strong as the other calves, or that were calved in the shed and were left in the shed for about a month or so and then let out. This one we're only going to leave inside for a couple of days so he can she can strengthen up, build up the strength in her legs and whatnot, and she's going straight outside, and we won't have to be messing them with trying to fortify the field or whatnot, or put the tie-ins on the legs just to limit her movement. We won't have to do any of that because she'll be well used to. She mightn't be running about the place. The cow was outside, so when she goes back outside, she won't be running about the place and being giddy. So the calf most likely won't be running about the place or being giddy, and that's the plan for that. Anyways, I'll leave the 2 of them alone and I'll end the video. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my merch, the link to that will be down in the description, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.